So I'm here with Molly, Kai, Alison and Fabian, who have had their own challenges with their mental health and who found ways of both getting support and learning how to look after their mental well-being. And it's always so healthy to talk about your feelings. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Molly, for you, what were those challenges that you started to feel, and I guess when did you start to feel them?
I was around 13 and I started to feel so lonely. People could see that something was wrong, but I think that was a moment when things started to get quite bad.
Kai, where did your story begin?
I never really felt like I fit in with either black kids or white kids. There weren't many people at my school that looked like me. At my lowest, there was a point where I didn't get out of bed for about 3 or 4 days. My self-esteem was just rock bottom.
Alison, what were some of the challenges that you faced?
Being surrounded by people who are your age, who are meant to understand you and where you're coming from, for them all of a sudden to just, turn their backs on you and point out flaws in yourself that you may have not recognized, to the point that you believe those flaws and you start to see those flaws in yourself.
Your time at school was being bullied, that was it?
Pretty much.
Right.
The majority of my time at school was just continuous bullying.
Fabian, for you, when did you start to notice, okay, things aren't as great as I thought they should be?
So it was through 2020, we just went into that lockdown period, and that's when I could feel myself go in a shell. And I'm usually not like that, and I used to love to speak to people, meeting new people. It went from secondary school straight to sixth form. At first, I didn't want to speak to anyone. I just was putting my head down, just going, I'm gonna do my work and just go home. Don't really want to make new friends. Yeah, that was a very, very hard time for me.
Did anyone have difficulty in terms of, speaking to parents? Did anyone feel like they couldn't do that?
My mum was the first person who noticed. I was so scared to tell her, and I just said to her, I'm not feeling good, I'm feeling down. And she said, maybe it's just an off time. You're just going through some things right now. And I kind of felt like, no, this is bigger than that.
My culture, it's to have feelings of depressions and anxiety, it's not a thing.
Right.
I was scared of them seeing me as something that they couldn't handle. But when I did eventually, they were much more understanding than I thought they would be.
A lot of people would go to their parents. I mean, Fabian, but it's not always that easy, right?
No, it's not, because some people might have traditional parents and their parents are probably thinking in their head, why are you going through anything? You don't have to pay bills, you don't have to do anything. Finding a person that's been through the same thing would be the best bet.
Let's talk about getting that help, getting better. Molly, you saw a counsellor.
Mm-hmm.
How much of a difference did that person make to you?
Well, it didn't change my life overnight.
Sure.
But I think that was the first moment when I felt like I could talk openly without feeling judged. Since then, I've tried different types of therapy, and I don't think any one of them has been so amazing and it's fixed everything, but trying them all and learning more about who I am, that has really helped me just to kind of deal with a couple of things at least.
So when I started talking about my experience to my friends, whilst it was actually happening, they really helped to ground me in my reality, to be like, okay, Alison, you're not the issue. You're not the problem here. These people are being mean to you, it's them, it's not you kind of thing.
A huge help in my life has been just talking to my friends. One of my best friends, he has supported me through so many times. It didn't even matter what I was going through, he would always kind of be there to talk to. But talking to someone professionally is definitely going to push you forward.
Yeah.
My first thought when I went in there was right, this person's going to give me the answer.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave here, I'm going to be fine, I'm going to be perfect, be better than I was before.
Yeah.
And they sat me down and they were like, so how are you feeling? It's bad.
Yeah.
It took me so long to realise that the only way that I was going to get through it was by persevering with therapy and also working on myself, in my own way outside of it as well.
How important do you think connection really is?
I thought what I needed to be was alone, but in reality, I needed that social connection. Connection is very, very important.
Yeah.
A girl a few years older than me in sixth form saw that I was upset, and she just said, how are you? Do you want to chat? And I was like, okay, yeah. Even though inside I was terrified, I just kind of shared a little bit about what was going on. That was the one moment that I will always remember.
Alison, for you, when you made that connection with your friends, how much did it alleviate your feelings?
So much. So much. It felt like there was a bag of rocks that was just like dragging along with me and I could just, you know, leave it.
Yeah.
It was just like chuck it away and just move on. And, you know, it's all about feeling heard.
How do you each manage your mental well-being now?
So I have this little like box, and I call it it's really cringy, but I call it like my self-care box.
Nice.
It's got inside like photos of my cats and like just
It's a box that makes you feel happy.
yeah, like nice smelling
There's nothing
things.
cringy about that.
No, yeah.
Kai, what about you?
I do worry time, which is you take 15 minutes out of your day just to kind of embrace your feelings,
Yeah.
like whether you're feeling sad, happy, whatever. And I use breathing technique, 4-4-6.
What's that?
In for 4, through the nose, hold for 4, out for 6. And that calms me down from panic attacks every time.
I'm having a bit of that. Go on then. So what, in for 4?
In for 4 through the nose, hold for 4, out for 6 through the mouth.
All right, let's go. Well, that is relaxing. Well done. Yeah, that's nice. Guys, thank you so much. Honestly, it's been a real privilege being able to speak to you. And as you can see, it can be so good to talk, share, and connect. It may surprise you how doable and empowering it really is. And the more we share, the less alone we feel.